Hello everyone, this is Anton, and today I want to get into QuirkLogic's Papyr device and its 1.6 update. Now you may notice I'm talking with a little bit of a lisp right now because I have braces in my mouth, so excuse the speech, so to say, the little slur in my speech. But to move on, let's talk about the features that are in this 1.6 release, which includes the native support now for PDF, Mobi, and Epub files, and also its integration with Google Drive and Dropbox. So I'm going to hop right in, get into it. Let's go. Okay, so we can see here in this menu that if you've had one of these devices before, we now have this book reader icon here, which allows us to read the EPUBs, the PDFs, and also Mobi files. Before you could import a PDF, but it actually changed the format to their native type of format that they have. And with this particular app here now, you can keep the files in their native format and read them. So first you have to update the device, and if you click on the check update, and this here is something I'm going to show mainly for QuirkLogic. I have the update, I've already updated it. I have the icon, and if I click check update, for some reason it still shows that I need to update this device. I've noticed in the last probably 2 previous updates that I've had to do it twice on the device before it actually sticks, and before, you know, it's confirmed somewhere in the system to where if I hit the update button again, or the check update button, it will say that it's already up to date and that there's nothing else to update. So I'm going to let this run through its process so it completes. That way, the next time I go ahead and I click the check update button, it will not force another update. Alrighty, so the update is done. If I go ahead and click on this check update, we can see now that it does show that everything's updated. Even though I updated this thing once before, again, it's been updated twice, and it's been taking 2 times for it to actually stick. So let's go ahead and get into this app here, the book reader app. And if we click on that book reader app, it's going to take us here, and we already have a PDF file that they provide here. So if we go into this PDF file, we see it is a PDF. We can go ahead and let me see here if we can, I know we can expand, shrink things down. You see we're already on the 3rd page. We go ahead and click over here, click here, and let's see if swipe works. Swipe does work. And if we bring out the actual pen, see if we get any kind of markup gestures that we can do. So you can see we can select the text here, let it go, but it doesn't look, see, doesn't look like we can do anything else there. So it lets you select, and that's about it. I'm not seeing where it gives you any options to do any kind of markup. You do get this bookmark deal here where you can check out your bookmarks. Let me go ahead and select the one at the bottom there. We'll do the bookmark. Then if we hit the icon, we can see that we've bookmarked a certain thing here, and it'll take us back to this particular page. So let's go ahead to the top here. We can do table of contents, but there is none in this document. And let's click on the layers or the different pages there. It allows us to scroll a little bit easier there at the bottom. Okay, it's nice. And if we press and hold like we typically could on the default workbooks that they have in here, the different sheets, it does not give us the pop-up that we would normally see to where we can do markup. So I'm thinking that we cannot do markup in this new app here. Let's go down here. Looks like we can change the size of the text. Do the bookmark navigation. Go into landscape mode. Closing books. You can do a search. And that's pretty much it. So I think it's pretty much confirmed we cannot do any markup on the actual files here. You can basically just read them. So let's go ahead and go out and let's hit this little download icon here. And from there, it'll allow us to connect to either the Google Drive or the Dropbox account. We'll go ahead and click on the Google Drive here. See, it gives us a little logon prompt. We'll go ahead through this process. Like it's opening up the browser here. Okay, so I will go ahead and log into the account that I want. Okay, so I've gone through the process of connecting up my Google account. So you have to go through the typical, put in your email, put in your password, and if you have two-factor set up, then do your two-factor authentication piece to allow you in. So we can see here I do have my folder structure laid out. Let's go into this paper one where I've put in 3 different files here, an Epub, a Mobi, and a PDF file. And let's go ahead and download each of these here to the device. So that was pretty easy. It went fairly quick as well. Go ahead and see if we can get back in here. Paper. Download the Mobi file. Again, pretty quick. Back to download. It doesn't take you back to where you were, so that doesn't seem like it remembers where you were. It wants you to constantly select the actual location of where your file is over again. I wish that maybe they allowed you to select these and then be able to pick more than one if you want to select more than one. Right now, as soon as I select on it, it starts to download immediately. So, QuirkLogic, if you're listening, please maybe add that feature in there to where you can select multiple files and then do the download. Okay, so we have right now 3 different files on the device here. As I mentioned, I downloaded an Epub, Mobi, and a PDF. So we'll go ahead and open each of these documents here. This one is the PDF, as we can see here. And we can swipe through these here, and it's pretty much the same as the other PDF file that we opened up. Go ahead and click on this other one here. This one it does not show the actual file extension on the end. Let me see if the title is a little bit long. I did put whether it was a PDF or not in the title as well, but it looks like it still cut that piece off in the middle. I figured it would at least have the front part of it and then maybe put these 3 dots or truncate it at the end, but it did not do that. It did the middle. So I would assume this one here is probably the Mobi. And we can kind of see what the format of this looks like. Looks like we do get the option here. We can change the text. Let's see if we want to make this bigger. And we confirm. And we see it did go a little bigger there. And let's go back. See, we have these 3 dots at the bottom. Okay, so we can rename if we like. This one here is, okay, so it's only renaming the actual title is what it looks like, not the file name. Let me see, check this one here. Okay, that one does have PDF in the name, and let's move to this one here. And this is the same. So it's not really changing the file name because I did name the files with what they were. Let's go back and I can show you this here. We go back in the paper. So we see here Epub, Mobi, and PDF are here. So those file, when we're doing the rename here, is really just the title of the document is what it looks like here. So, all right, and let's go ahead and click on this one here. Again, unsure because it does not give an option on whether this one's the Epub or whether it's the Mobi. So that's a little disappointing. I'm going to have to change that and rename it in the beginning the next time when I test this out. But we can see this one here looks a little bit better formatted than the previous, and it also kept the size that I changed this to in the previous. All right. Okay, so this pretty straightforward. The only other thing here that can probably show off is you can do landscape mode. So let me go ahead and switch this over to landscape. And let's see here. So if we do landscape mode, go ahead and swipe across. There's no animations of, folding. It looks like it's doing here. It's just switching the actual page. There's no line down the middle, but I can see that they are separated in 2 different pages here as well. So if I go back, change it back to portrait, everything goes back to normal there, and we're looking good. So that's pretty much it. Oh, actually, you know what? I did not see it initially here when I was going through, but it actually tells you here which one is PDF, Epub, and Mobi. Okay, so that's a nice little touch that they've added here that I did not initially see right off the bat, but as I'm looking at it now, it does let you know what the format of the file is in this application. So that's nice. Okay. But yeah, as far as functionality, you can read it, you can do bookmarks, but you cannot actually mark up these particular files. So that's a little disappointing, but it kind of is what it is. You can change the actual layout of the books in this app as well. So that's another option. We can sort them, and you can also filter by type. It looks like there. All right, so that is pretty much it. If we want to get out of this app, you just go ahead and click the button there at the top, and it will take you back here into the settings menu or into the main menu here. Okay, so that was all I wanted to show with this particular update. It's nice that you do have the functionality now to where you can take your ebooks, your different PDFs if you don't want to have them pulled in to the actual workbook type format that they have here, and also Mobi files, so you can read your stuff on the go. That is something I wondered why you could not do that before, but it's nice that they're adding it in there now. Okay, so that is it. If you liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And till the next time, have a nice day.